Hello, everybody. All right, I haven't done this in a while. Uh, I just thought I might get back to it. Okay, so there's been some boxing going on since I last was talking about it. Sorry. Yeah, I've been sick, so also, lately I kind of missed some of the action. Okay, well, last night I saw you. There were two major fights going on happening, and yeah, one between Oscar Duarte and Sims Jr. Yeah, baby. Kenneth Sims Jr. Yeah. Duarte won by majority decision. Okay. And also Regis Prograis came back with a unanimous decision victory over Joseph Jojo Diaz. Yeah, well, both fights were in the light welterweight division, by the way. And also Hervin Ancas came back with an 8-round majority decision win over some guy from Uruguay, Casero. Yes, well, otherwise, it's been pretty tame since the last great boxing weekend, which was on July 19th. Oh, yes, Garner versus Bellotti. I did actually see that one. Yeah, Reese Bellotti was stopped in the 12th round by Ryan Garner. But yeah, the fights I really want to talk about were, on the 19th because I didn't really get to talk about them. First of all, Daniel Lapine, he uh, he got a pretty controversial decision over. Sorry, just a second, motherfucker. Louis Edmondson. Yes, Daniel Lapin, the great kind of prospect from Ukraine, a light heavyweight. He's very tall for a light heavyweight, 6'6". Yeah, but yeah, he struggled against Edmondson, and I don't know if he really deserved to win, but he did show off some nice boxing, but he also got caught, got hit too much. Yeah. Well, I think this is a good learning experience for him, definitely. Yes. And on the same card, Okoli versus Lorena, that was a pretty disappointing fight. A rather disappointing performance by Kevin Lorena. I had expected more of him, frankly. And yeah, well, what can you do? I mean, he just didn't do enough. I don't know why. Didn't seem to try hard enough. It was a little bit about also big height disadvantage, I guess, but yes, I just think it wasn't a very good fight in general, and Lawrence Okoli, he's not getting far, really, definitely. Yeah, as a heavyweight now, but he can try and I guess win a minor title and stuff, and get a fight against one of the bigger names, and then he can retire, satisfied with that. Yeah, Lawrence Okoli is never gonna be, a really major contender, major star, but it's funny to see him now having gained all that weight. Again, he was very like overweight before he started boxing professionally, and then he lost a lot of weight. But now he's back to being kind of, yeah, heavy. Yeah, all right, that's the one. Of course, the big fight was the only one really worth watching. You might even say was Usyk versus Dubois. Usyk got that IBF belt back, and was pretty much dominant all the way through. Dubois kind of tried. He landed, I guess, a few good punches, but it wasn't enough. He was just uh, he was just owned, and that was a great left hook that got him out of there. Of course, Dubois. I think now he has been grounded. He knows that he's not as good as he maybe thought he was. I mean, the Joshua knockout, that was more about Joshua being past his best, than Dubois being so good. Also, let's not forget the Hrgovic fight. That was about Hrgovic getting cut and fading way too early, gassing because he spent himself way too soon, in that fight. But he was, in the first 5 rounds, let's say, he was really dominating Dubois. So yeah, there's that, Dubois. Yeah, always will be a very strong guy, very hard hitting, and at his best, really pretty formidable force and, yeah, wrecking machine. But when you're fighting someone like Usyk, yeah, an ATG all-time great who has a heart and amazing heart and chin and all that determination, he's not gonna run, He's not there to run circles around him and box and win on points like many others would have done, who are his age and his size, But that makes him only even greater, of course. Usyk is just amazing. I think everybody knows it by now. Yeah, some people were maybe expecting, because of what happened in the first fight, that controversial low blow ruling. Some thought maybe Dubois had a chance, to knock him out this time, really. And I thought maybe also he had a chance, but I didn't really expect him to win, of course. But yeah, I mean, in the fifth round, just before he was put down for the first time, Dubois was really going for it. He was trying to get Usyk in a corner and of course land some big punches to try and get him out of there, get him in trouble. But it backfired because he was hit with the perfect counter punches from Usyk, and he got dropped. And once you go from being the aggressor, the attacker, to being down, it is pretty hard to get back at it. And as he got up, of course, he was hit with some punches first, and then perfect left hook. And there was no really, no question. You could see it by the way he fell, well, by the way his knees were buckled. Yeah, there was no way he could get back to the fight, into the fight. So yeah. Now Usyk, for Usyk, what is left? He mentioned he would like to fight Fury maybe for a third time. I don't think there is any use in that. So I think he should rather concentrate on fighting someone. Well, there are talks of him fighting Joseph Parker. I would like to see that. I would really love to see it. And yeah, and then maybe I don't know, retire or yeah, whatever, whatever he decides. As for Parker, he's been on a roll lately. Yeah, he has. So that I see that as a much better fight, really, much more even, and yeah, fight Parker versus Usyk, eventful, has a much bigger chance of going the distance there. That fight, yes. So Usyk is once again the undisputed champion, and now he should fight someone like Joseph Parker, really, or even I don't know. Eventually, Caballero, maybe even if he should get that far, he will, I think, have one more fight at least before that. And yes. Okay, then to the big rematch that happened also now recently, Team 2 versus, or Sebastian Fundora versus Team 2. Since Fundora was the defending champ. Yeah, well, once again, when you are 5'8" and fighting a guy who's nearly 6'6", it's very hard to win. Simple as that. Very hard, especially if you're not fighting him the technical way. So Tim, kudos to him. He had some great moments, landed some great shots, but that chin, Fundora just took them all. I remember when Fundora, sorry, was down. He was really put down by a big shot by Lubin before, and Paul that. And but he took it. He got up. He was down. He was hurt, but he got up and went back, right back at it. So yeah. I don't I don't think anybody can stop this kid at 154. So I don't know where he will end. Eventually. Where I don't know, probably not. He isn't gonna stay at 154 forever, but he's very skinny, and for now he's a junior middleweight. So yeah, yeah. But that was a really great fight. Much better than the first one. First one was a travesty because it should have been stopped way sooner. That first fight should have been stopped at least after 4 rounds. And But this fight was really good, and in the end, Team Two just couldn't take anymore. He had gotten his, you know, enough, which is a little a shame because right before the end, he was landing some beautiful shots there, but yeah, he just got bombed out by a giant with a giant reach. So yeah, a little bit unfair fight, you might say, but who at 154 is tall enough that Fundora isn't a big, huge physical challenge for them. I don't know. I don't know. Is there such a guy? And hello, I see some people are starting to come in. Fundora. Hey, salute, Rodolfo, my man. Hey, amigo. How are you? Just talking a little bit about these fights. Fundora versus Two. Ah, what a fight. I must admit, I didn't really watch last night's fights, but anyway, I didn't even talk about these previous ones yet. I still got a little cough, but I'm alright. Yeah, this sickness has dragged on, oh man. So, anyway, let's see what else was there. What else fights? Which ones did we have? Did you see the Duarte versus Sims Jr. fight? By the way, rest in peace, Rahman Ali, the brother of Muhammad Ali. He died, yeah. Oh, Moses Toma, yeah. When is that? October? No, I think that's late August, right? Hopefully. Well, Duarte said that it was an action-packed fight. The WBA title eliminator, Oscar. All right, 2 weeks, cool. Italma, he's such an exciting talent. Oh man, yeah, very exciting prospect. His ability to score knockouts, his power, all that, pretty impressive, pretty amazing. And I like the fact that he's not some kind of gym rat. He doesn't look like very ripped. Yeah, Duarte put a whooping on seems so. So Moses, but yeah, he's fighting Dillian White. Yeah, Dillian White hasn't been in a relevant fight forever. It seems now, man. Yeah, he just fought this guy. He lost to Jermaine Franklin, I thought clearly. So then he fought the washed up Christian Hammer, and then the guy nobody knows who he is, Ebenezer Tete. Oh, so impressive. I was never really that fond of Dillian White. I mean, as a fighter or as a person, must admit. Yes, he is getting knocked out. It's just that he's a little tougher, so he's gonna go a few rounds first, but not too many. 4 or 5 maybe, or something. I don't know. Maybe 6. Not more than that. I don't think so. By the way, how about Italma versus Wardley? Huh? That would be an awesome fight. Fireworks. Yes, the worldly, he has big problems. He has big issues with his defense and all that. Unfortunately, but he has that amazing power. So. But yeah, he was really losing against Huni before he connected with the right punch. And yeah, that's true. Justice Huni. Moses. Yeah, Moses is a. Hmm. He's got. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. David Allen, it's amazing. Oh, sorry. Oh, what did I do now? I did something that didn't want to do. I banned him. What the fuck? No. Sorry, Rodolfo. I didn't mean to do this. Fuck. What's. I was trying to highlight your comment. Oh no. Now I need to. How do I undo this now? Man. I gotta go to my channel now. Sorry to unban you. Just a second. Oh shit! That's why I hate this. Just a second. Oh, just a second. What the heck? Come on. What's going on now? Oh, this fucking computer, man. Alright, switch account. Okay. Ah, I'm not. I really hate streaming from my phone. I don't know why I do it. Sucks, man. uh Let's go. Fuck. This is taking much too long. Motherfucker. Okay, now. Shut up. Okay, there it goes. Alright, Rodolfo, you are unbanned. Sorry, really sorry about that. My bad. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay. Now it should be all good. Try and post something. Type a comment. Let me see how it goes. Alright, you're good. I can see you. This is why I don't like these. Now they've changed this stuff. StreamYard sucks. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna highlight anything out of fear that I'm gonna screw up again. Alright, so where were we? Oh yeah, what about Caballel? Who is he gonna fight? He's the one that hasn't been found out yet. So I wonder who will be the guy to. Yeah, well, he hasn't had a fight. Yeah, he doesn't have a fight scheduled. Would be a shame though, to have to wait too long. He's already 32, so you don't want to waste too much time when you are no longer some 25-year-old. Yeah, it's like they're stopping trying to to slow him down. Yeah, he performed too well. Even though that Sanchez fight was a little bit, also about Sanchez getting his leg injured and bad luck. But other than that, all his victories are recent ones are impressive, very impressive. And he's been the underdog in all of them, and he won by knockout. So yes, I like Frank Sanchez definitely. I don't know what's happening with him now, but he's just one of the few heavyweights that can really box, but also, he can hit. He hits pretty hard too. Strong guy. Yeah, see, he's only had one fight this year against some nobody. Ramon Olivas Echeverria. Third round TKO. But yeah, that was a shame with Caballel fight. Could have been an even better fight, that's also another thing. Yeah, just a second, I gotta go to the bathroom. All right. Yeah, somebody else is here. Hello, welcome. Hmm. Yes. So, what else? Of course, we have the Canelo Crawford fight happening in September. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I really don't know what to think about that fight. It's not a Crawford. I just saw a picture of him really looking in great shape. But I don't know really. He will not have much power. I think at 168, or was it one? I don't know. Is that the weight, or is it a catch weight? Frank Sanchez versus Efe Ajagba. He was the one who kind of found him out, right? Yeah, the first one to beat Efe Ajagba. He even knocked him down. Oh yeah, IBF. Okay. Yeah, well, I think Sanchez always beats Efe Ajagba. Yes. Anyway, yeah, I'm not sold on Efe either. He's alright. It was nothing special. Oh yeah. Yeah, talking about Bakole, I was just thinking about Jared Anderson. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, if he manages to bounce back, that's gonna be interesting too. Yeah, I don't know. Will they have a? Will they have a third, of course, fight with Bivol and Beterbiev? Even though those first two were great, I don't really want to see a third fight because I feel like we will won them both, really. So I don't see the need for a third fight. I would love to see a rematch between Benavides and Morel, of course. For sure. I don't know really. Jarrell Miller, he beat Andy Ruiz, and but he is, very undisciplined, has problems with his weight. So I don't know. Jared Anderson might win that fight. I think he learned something from Macaulay loss, and he still, he was dropped several times, but he kept getting up. Anderson, and so he's not a quitter. Definitely. That was at least something good that he showed in that fight. Yeah, he kept coming back at it, despite all the setbacks and knockdowns. Yeah, what a pity. By the way, the fight between Dubois and Parker should have happened in February, but instead McCauley had to step in, and he wasn't ready, obviously. That was just, you know, bullshit fight, 2 rounds, or, yeah. Yeah, Anderson, I think right now at this point, Miller is, no longer a young man, and he's been through some tough wars, and yeah, lost. He was really battered against Dubois also, and yeah. So I don't really think he will win, but who knows? Anderson is still unproven, really hasn't really proven himself. But yeah, the USA, they really need a big, a good heavyweight because all the best heavyweights are now from Europe. Yeah, mostly from Europe, and yeah, it's pretty unique, right? I mean, I don't know. This hasn't happened since, oh man, a really long time, 100 years or more. That like all the best heavyweights are from Europe and nobody's from United States or you know yeah. So people, many fight fans may not like that. Oh yeah, Huni was dominating the fight, but that's boxing. One big punch, one right punch, and that's all it takes. Joshua Edwards. Okay, maybe I don't really know him. I don't think I've seen him fight. Yes. Well, they just is right now. I don't know why, but it's a crisis of talent in the heavyweight division. I mean, in USA especially, since Deontay Wilder, lost his edge, there hasn't been anybody, really 4 times in 5 months. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, but many of these Olympians, they don't really do so well as professionals. They don't fulfill the expectations, but maybe he will. Maybe he will. Who knows? Not saying he won't, he can't. But when people go, "Oh, he's an Olympic gold medalist," and I'm like, yeah, so what? Doesn't mean he will conquer everything as a pro as well. Yeah, the case of Howard Davis Jr. That guy had won pretty much everything an amateur can win, but never won a world title as a pro. He even got knocked out a few times, I guess. I don't know, last time against Buddy McGirt, he was knocked down. Was it first round or something? Second, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Well, okay, well, by the way, yeah, I was talking about Canelo Crawford fight. Yeah, my money is still on Canelo. I think this is a bad idea. Once again, just like with Jermell Charlo, Crawford shouldn't have done this. It's gonna affect him badly, the weight gain. I don't see anything else happening to him at the age of 38, or I think he's 38, yeah. So yeah, once another big name to add for Canelo on his record. I hope the fight will be better anyway than Canelo versus Charles. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, like Roy Jones. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been so long since he moved up to 154, and now he's already, going up, even higher up. So, and he's not a young man, and yeah, never a good idea, right? Yeah, all right. Well, I see people are going. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll finish this now. Anyway, so thanks to Rodolfo Rivera being my conversation partner this time. Um, Yeah, I'll be back soon. All right. Have a good time. Enjoy your fights. Bye.